Live from the news station, Fox 35 News at 10 starts now.
Well, all of this bringing back memories of the 2000 recount with hanging, pregnant, and dimpled chads on butterfly ballots, showing just how hard it can be to count the votes. Well, a lot has changed since then.
But could technology cause problems during this year's election here in Florida? Fox 35's Heather Gustafson is live in Studio B with a closer look.
So,
Heather.
Charles, as you just said, those hanging chads caused a lot of problems 20 years ago. So Florida ditched that for the Scantron system instead. But election officials say they won't be changing anything else anytime soon to update apps to vote. New voting technology failing Monday night in Iowa.
This just cascaded into kind of like the perfect storm of an app disaster.
The Democratic Party counting on a slick new smartphone app to make voting go smoothly, but it was a disaster. The voting chaos is nothing new to Florida. We know the Russian military got into voter records back in 2016, and in 2000, butterfly ballots confused thousands. Fast forward to today. Chris Anderson, the supervisor of elections in Seminole County, is currently in ballot training for the upcoming presidential preference primary election, where they'll be using paper ballots.
Because we're on that paper ballot in our process, we have a check and balance.
He says only the Florida legislative could change the law making paper ballots go to electronic apps, but he's not sure that's a safe alternative.
But at the end of the day, it's the people and the process that make it work, not the technology.
Obviously, we have an older population. My grandma's great with apps, but sincerely, you know, it's got to be so easy to use and vetted and maybe even tested before it's put into the marketplace and put into use, because it could cause all kinds of problems here as well.
Central Florida tech expert Tom Jelneck says the Iowa's app's downfall was its infancy.
I think what happened here in reality was it wasn't tested out with, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people hitting it at once. And honestly, that's kind of hard to do.
The Iowa Democratic Party pushing back, saying its system had been tested by independent cybersecurity consultants. The party blaming the debacle on a coding issue. Nevada Dems planning on using tech for their upcoming caucus, but say it's not the same app. So we won't be using phones to vote just yet here in Florida. By the way, that next caucus is February 22nd. Live in Studio B, Heather Gustafson, Fox 35 News.